In this video, watches that you can give to your dad or men in general. Let's go! Hey, what is up everyone? My name is Joe, and like I said, here is a list of watches that are great gifts for your dad or men in general. The items are listed starting with the most expensive down to the most budget friendly. All items mentioned in this video are linked in the description down below. Now, full disclaimer, these are all affiliate links, which means that if you buy an item, I may get a commission at no extra cost to you. And it really helps me out as I'm trying to buy a new editing computer, so thanks. Okay, so like I said, we're going to be listing these watches from the most expensive down to the most budget friendly, and the first one that we have here is made by Citizen, and this is an Ecosphere PC80 Quartz. Now, all these watches have this big description in the listing name, so what we really care about is how they look, what rating they have, and the fact that these are actually very valuable items that your dad or the person that you want to give this to will definitely enjoy. Now, this watch has a build completely of metal, and it has a very nice black watch face, which I think looks super elegant as well as a little bit fancy. Now, at just under $600, I know it's a little bit pricey, but if you had the budget, this is definitely an item that is worth buying. Stepping down just a little bit in price, we have an Apple Watch Series 6. This is the latest Apple Watch series that Apple has released so far. Now, do keep in mind that this is the 40mm size, and there is a 44mm size that is actually just a little bit more pricey. Now, this Apple Watch Series 6 has all the latest and greatest features, such as ECG readings, which are very beneficial for health-oriented people. There is also an option to get the GPS Plus cellular in case you want your dad or the man you want to give this to, or anybody you want to give this to be able to answer their phone calls on their watch without having their iPhone close by. Now, speaking of iPhones, you do need to know, just in case it's not obvious, that in order for your dad or whoever receives this watch to be able to use it, they actually need to have an iPhone. If they don't have an iPhone, they have an Android phone, then you might want to consider another brand of smartwatch. The next watch we have in our list, it looks like a normal watch, but it's actually a smartwatch made by Samsung. Now, this is the Galaxy Watch 3 in the color or the variant titanium, which basically means that it's all black. It looks super elegant. It has, of course, all the smartwatch features that you would enjoy in a smartwatch. Now, this connects through Bluetooth. It works with an iPhone, but you get the best experience if you have a Samsung phone or any other Android phone. This one has 45mm in diameter, so it's a decently sized watch. It should look good pretty much on every type of wrist. And at just under $400, it makes for a pretty nice gift. Moving back again to non-smart watches, regular watches, because, we like the time. We have another Citizen Eco-Drive, and this is called the Ecosphere Chronograph. This is an all black, which I think looks really slick. It maybe doesn't look as elegant as the first Citizen watch that we saw. However, I think it looks really nice. It looks elegant in a more subtle way, if you will. I'm personally a fan of matte black everything, so I think this looks just as good, if not better, than the first one that we saw before. Now, this one is just under $360. It has all the features that you would expect in a good Citizen watch. The next watch that we have here is again a smartwatch, and this one actually has LTE functionality. And if you look closely, it is actually the same Galaxy Watch 3. However, this is not the titanium edition, and the difference being mainly that this one has leather bands. So maybe it doesn't look as elegant as the titanium version. However, you have the same functionality, with the added bonus that this one has LTE and the previous one did not. Now, for the next item, we go back again to the Apple Watch, but this time, instead of the Series 6, this is the Apple Watch SE. Now, the main difference is that the SE is like a dumbed down version of the Series 6, and it doesn't have all the bells and whistles. For example, it doesn't have the ECG reading that the one in the Series 6 does have. Now this one is also, again, the 40mm variant. We have an option for the 44mm variant, although it apparently is not available at the moment, so never mind. Let's go back to the 40mm. You might have better luck by the time that you click on the link down below. However, for somebody who does not have an Apple Watch and is not that concerned about having an ECG reader, then this one will work just as well as the Series 6. Another feature that is missing in the SE is the always on display that is available on the Series 6. So other than that, is pretty much the same experience, the same user experience that you will have. And again, just a small reminder, this is only for people who have an iPhone. The next watch on the list will be enjoyed by people who enjoy sports a lot. Garmin is a well-known brand, very established among people who do a lot of sports, mostly running. You know, people who like running marathons and all that. The Garmin Vivoactive 4 is very elegant, it's rounded, it has all the smartwatch features that you would, well, the basic smartwatch features that you would expect out of a smartwatch. However, this is more fitness oriented. So again, for somebody who likes to do a lot of running marathons, and being overall active, they probably know about the Garmin brand and they will surely take a lot of enjoyment benefit out of this Garmin watch. The Vivoactive 4, just under $280. Jumping back again to the Apple Watch Series 3. Now, why does Apple still sell the Series 3 when they have the Series 4, Series 5, and Series 6? Well, the Apple Watch Series 3 is for those people who really want an Apple Watch but cannot afford even the Apple Watch SE. This is a very basic version, not because it is dumbed down, but simply because it's a lot older than the previous or the current actually generation. So this one is even smaller in size as opposed to the current SE and Series 6, which are 40mm and 44mm. This one starts at 38mm and up to 42mm. Now, I just noticed that the 38mm one is not available at the moment of recording. However, the 42mm variant is, and it's at $200, just under $200. A very, very nice option for somebody who wants to have an Apple Watch but does not have the budget to get the latest version. You do save, I think, if I remember correctly, about $70. If I'm mistaken, I will correct it with the lower thirds right here. But overall, the experience of the Apple Watch is roughly the same from this Series 3 all the way up to the Series 6, with the difference mainly being the added features. Again, the ECG reading and always on display on the Series 6, a little bit faster and more memory on the SE as opposed to this one. And well, this one is a little more better in features. Jumping back again to the Garmin brand, this one is a little bit more rugged than the one that we saw before. The one before was a little bit more elegant. This one looks like it can take a beating much more than the previous one, the Vivoactive. So this is a rugged Garmin Instinct is the model name of this one. And again, it has all the bells and whistles of the Garmin brand. What made it famous, you know, everything fitness oriented. This one even has GPS and heart rate monitoring and 3-axis compass, you know, a lot of features that go really well or can be very beneficial to people who do a lot of sports, mainly people who like to go hiking or walking long distances, and of course running. Now this one is just under $180. Garmin, an excellent brand, like I said, well established and very popular among people who like to do sports. Again, another Garmin watch. This one is a squared version, so it's not as elegant and not as rugged. It's simply, I would say, different. Now this one of course has all the bells and whistles that you would expect out of a Garmin watch, meaning that it is fitness oriented. You do get some notifications and alerts from your smartphone, but this is amazing. This is mostly I was gonna say mostly and mainly at the same time. This is mostly a fitness tracker with some smartwatch features. So not a bad option at just under $150. And again, if the person you want to get this for is somebody who does a lot of sports, they will really get a lot of benefit out of having a Garmin smartwatch. Again, stepping down from the smartwatches to the regular timepieces. This is one by Citizen. It has a classic look with silver colors and golden accents, and I really like the blue tone on the watch face. I think it mixes very well with the other two colors. Now, one thing to keep in mind about this Citizen watch is that it is not as big as it might seem in the picture. As you can see, it looks like a medium size, and you should probably want to take in mind that this one is 39 millimeters in diameter, so not as big as it looks, but still a very nice looking watch. Now, if you're going for a more retro look, we have the Casio G-Shock series. Now, as you can see, this is a very rugged, heavy-duty watch that can surely take a beating, and I really like about this watch that it has this military-looking feel, and also that it has a digital as well as analog time. At just under $100, this is a very nice watch that will surely last a lifetime. So we take another break from the regular timepieces, and this time going back not to smartwatches but to a fitness tracker. Now, the thing about fitness trackers is that they usually provide very basic smartwatch functionality. For example, you get notifications and whatnot. So it's kind of a little bit of both worlds, mostly oriented to fitness tracking, of course. So the Galaxy Fit 2, a pretty good watch made by Samsung, so you know that it's good quality. You don't really need a Samsung phone for this. Of course, this will work just fine with any Android phone and even with iPhone. So if your budget is really tight and you want some smartwatch functionality and you want it for somebody who's mindful about their activity, so there's pretty good activity tracking on this Samsung Galaxy Fit 2, and at $50 I would say the price is right. Now going back to timepieces, and we're hitting the retro train pretty hard right now, and just under $30, this is a fantastic bargain if your dad or the one you're trying to give this gift to is anywhere over 35 years of age. It's probably going to remember one of this. This is a world watch or world time watch made by Casio. And the cool thing about this one is that you would set the time and then you could select between different time zones, which you can see right here on the world map. That's at this moment. So pretty cool functionality, very classic, very nostalgic timepiece. So under $30, again, an excellent bargain. You can't go wrong with this one, especially if the person you're going to give it to is over 36 years of age. And you know, there are some people, maybe millennials or young people, who actually like the retro kind of vibe. So a very young dad could probably have a very good kick out of this watch right here. And now this is probably the hardest hitting retro train, so to speak, the Casio Collection. This is actually more of a unisex type of watch. It was very popular among men, again, who are over maybe 38 years of age. I know I remember this from my childhood. I am 39 years of age, and I distinctly remember people wearing this watch, and it was very popular. And if you notice right here, you see the legend Illuminator, and that was because back in the day, this was one of the first, not necessarily the first, but one of the first watches that had a backlight, meaning that you could, as novelty, as strange as it would be to consider this a novelty, back then it was not common to see a watch that you could tell the time at night where there was absolutely no light. So people who had this watch were all the time trying to check their time, you know, kind of not really showing off that they could, but you know, it was a novelty. It was something that you were not able to do before at that time. So it was really cool. It was game changing in a way. So a very classic piece of jewelry, you can say. You know, they say that a watch is a man's jewelry, so yeah, I guess you could say this is jewelry. And look at this, under $21. Retail price is actually $25, $24.95, just under $25. And this is an amazing watch. It feels good, it's all metal, and it lasts not forever, but you know, it lasts for a very long time. It's an excellent watch. You don't get, obviously, notification or anything. This is like, I don't know, maybe almost 40 years old or so. Not the device itself, of course, you know, the design of it. That's what I'm trying to say. So, under $21, excellent gift, especially if it's someone who likes the retro vibes or somebody who's actually older than 35 years of age. I know I will love it. And man, I'm getting hit so hard on the nostalgia train. I remember distinctively this calculator watch made by Casio. I was in 2nd grade, and I remember the rich kid in the class had one of these, and he would always be, you know, adding, multiplying, dividing, doing the complex math operations back in 2nd grade. And he would take out his wristwatch and start doing those calculations there. I know I would envy his watch a lot. And I remember my mom and dad bought me one, but it wasn't the original Casio. So it wasn't as good as this one. This one is original. It has a water resistance. The one that I had did not. So it ruined very, very quickly. I was a kid. Of course, I didn't know how to take proper care of a watch. Now this one, again, somebody who's older than 36, 37 years of age, or anybody who likes the retro vibes, like I mentioned before, is going to absolutely love this Casio calculator watch. And look, just under $25. Excellent bargain, something that any person would really appreciate. Even if it's just as a toy or a memento, or, you know, something to remember the good old days, so to speak. And finally, last but not least, and as I was filming this, I kind of realized that I didn't quite get them in the order of price that I intended, but close enough. So this one just under $20, and it is kind of similar to the classic one that we saw a couple of minutes ago. This one, very similar to the classic Casio Collection. This one is instead of being metal, this one is all plastic, but it's still kind of rugged. It's very resistant, and something that really caught my attention: 10-year battery life. I mean, what? You get this gift to someone under $20, and there's a good chance that it's actually going to last 10 years. Maybe at this point in time, not the 10 years, you know, calendar years, but it should last a very, very long time, especially if it's a person that takes care of things. You know, he doesn't lose it or somebody else doesn't break it. The battery should last around 10 years. So, I don't know, I would say 2 years, give or take. If it lasts any time over, 6 years, that would be an amazing deal, especially under $20. Great gift. I'm pretty sure that anybody who gets this watch is going to really appreciate it. And, of course, these have replaceable batteries. They take a CR2025. So, if they list it here, you can be certain that this is a battery that you can replace, or, well, the person receiving it is going to be able to replace, I don't know, 8 years from now? Really doesn't matter. It's an excellent watch. It has some functionality aside from the time, maybe, you know, stopwatch. It's illuminated, of course. It's got a light. You see the Illuminator legend there as well. Pretty awesome watch. So that's it for this video. Let me know in the comments what was your favorite watch. Did I even list it here? And if you like this video, go ahead and very elegantly tickle that like button so that it turns blue. I really hope this was helpful. Feel free to share it with someone who might want to buy a new watch. And in the meantime, I really hope to see you in the next one. May God bless you. Take care.